Hello and welcome to the Parents Still Matter podcast. Now, what you're about to listen to is part one of a workshop that I did for parents of teens to give them biblical strategy on how to disciple their teenager. So often what we see is that it's not that parents don't want to disciple them, it's that they don't know how. And so this workshop went into so many details on how to actually begin to do that biblically and strategically. And so in this first part, we're going to talk about what's going on and the importance of parents discipling their teens. Let's get into it. Well, we're going to jump into a graphic that we're going to be doing, and just so you guys can follow along. And if this is something you want, I'll definitely be happy to send it to you. Hopefully everybody can see this. Can everybody see this graphic? Just throw it, say yes, you can. So I make sure that everybody can see it as well as me. Everybody can see it. Good, good, good. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So equipping parents to disciple their teens. Parents still matter. First of all, who are we talking to? My name, for those of you who know me, is Joshua Knutson, and I have been a youth pastor for 17 years. I've worked with teenagers for over 20 years. This included being a teacher at a private Christian school for about 2 of those years, and during that time, I was the what is it called? Athletic director. I was the Christian studies teacher. I was the drama teacher. If you know me, anything about me, me and acting and stage stuff, I very much enjoy it. I was the drama teacher. I taught government, economics, and so I was a long-term substitute for this school. And so I did this for about 2 years, working with these young people. I was the intern director for my church for multiple years with young adults. I'm the parent of 4 kids, all of which we have homeschooled for some period of time. I have a high schooler, a brand new high schooler, which is crazy to me. Been married for 18 years. Currently, I am the young adults pastor and generations pastor and associate pastor at my church. And so because of this, my passion is the next generation. This is my passion. This is what I love, is the next generation. Because I believe that the next generation is essential for shaping the future of both the church and society. It is essential. This is what everything is built off of, is the next generation. But the problem is, and I'm sure you've seen it, is they are being discipled. A disciple is someone who follows after someone else, patterns their life. They are being discipled and taught by TikTok, by YouTube, by Instagram, Snapchat, Discord, and you will see this. This is a constant thing that we are running into. Now, the thing about this is that parents are to be the primary disciplers of their teenagers, but they usually just don't know how. It's not that they don't want to, they just don't know how. But we're seeing that this lack of knowledge has caused them to pull back. And so what we see happening is this. First of all, we see that 46% of young adults 18 to 24 years old identify as Christian in America. So that's just identify. It doesn't mean necessarily that they have fruit of it. It doesn't mean that they're living it. It just means they identify as it, versus 80% of 74-year-olds and up identify as Christian. This is a huge gap. This is a huge difference in number. 46% of 18 to 24-year-olds, 80% of 74 and up year olds. That means it is not being transferred from one generation to another. 43% of young adults identify as nones or having no religious affiliation. Christianity in general in America has dropped from 78% identifying as Christians in 2007 to 62% in 2024. Now, we are seeing an upswing in the next generation. We are seeing God move. We're seeing revival happen on college campuses and things like that, which is incredible. But it still brings us back to who is discipling them once they make these decisions. Between the teen years and young adult years, those identifying as Christian drops from 65% to 46%. So when they're in high school, they're like, oh, yeah, I believe in Jesus. I'm a Jesus follower. I'm a Christian. But then when they hit that 18 to 24-year-old range, it drops to 46%. What is happening in between those years that causes them to lose or to deconstruct from their faith? And I believe it is that they don't have a foundation. They never got a foundation that when the real life hit, when real questions hit, they had answers and they had the strength in their faith to make it stay. God is generational. We have to get this in our heads that in America, everything is me. This is why we actually see fewer people having children, or people having fewer children or no children at all, because it stops with them. Life is about me. But God is generational. We should be thinking about I'm not just thinking about my children, I'm thinking about my children's children. Because if I don't disciple my kids, they won't know how to disciple their kids. The future lives and dies on the next generation. But the next generation lives and dies on the current generation. There is no disconnect between generations. It's just a question of whether or not we will engage with them. Now, what does this mean? The problem is not that Christian parents do not care. I rarely have seen this where a Christian parent doesn't care if their child follows Jesus or their teen follows Jesus. The problem is that they usually feel under-equipped while the world is yelling at their teen nonstop. They feel like they can't, they don't know what to do, and so they go, I'm just going to take a step back, or I'm just going to have the youth pastor do this, or I'm just going to have the youth leader, or hopefully they'll figure it out. And they take a step back, but guess what? The world hasn't taken a step back. The world continues to talk to them. The world continues to yell at them and to give them more information than any generation has ever had. I was watching on Instagram, and I'm seeing all the trashing of New York after the Knicks game. You know, no one would have ever known about this until days later. Maybe, the next day when you're seeing a newspaper, you may not ever have heard about it 100 years ago. That was on the other side of the country. But now we're seeing it firsthand as it happens. Places we're not even connected to. Your teen is getting information about people, places, things, actions that they have no connection to, and they have no one to help them process it. The problem isn't that Christian parents don't want to do anything. It's they feel under-equipped, and this is what I want to do, because there is hope. There is good news. I want you to understand parents still matter. No matter what your teen acts like, no matter how they don't feel like or act like they need you, they still need your voice. They still need your presence. They still need your guidance, and they still need your faith. So God has called you as the parent to disciple them in the ways of God so that your faith becomes their faith. This is the calling that God has placed on every Christian parent, that your faith becomes their faith. And so what I can hear is, over my years and years of working with parents and working with teens, is they go, that's great, but I have zero idea what to do. That's great, but I have zero idea where to go from here. I feel stuck. I feel ill-equipped. What do I do? And so what we're going to do right now is we're going to take scripture, and we're going to take what God says in his word. We're going to apply the strategy that God gives to discipling your teens. And then we're going to take real strategy from that and give you practical application. Then I'm going to show you some resources that I've created and made for parents so that you can use. And then if you have any questions, we'll take some Q&A and allow for that. If not, then you'll take that, and I'll send you the replay of this workshop so you can go back and look at it. So let's get into the scripture. Hopefully you understood the importance of you being the primary discipler of your teenager. The next thing we're going to get into is how God gives us biblically to put this into place, because the Bible has answers. If you want to get more information on this, please go to joshuaknudsen.co/parents. Look me up, see what's going on there. And also, if you want to get personal coaching from me, go to 418revolutionministries@gmail.com and go ahead, send me an email, and we can set up a call to make some strategy happen for you.